it's Danielle here, and it is Friday here in Washington. It is the conclusion to a short week. I only had classes from Wednesday to today because we are at the halfway point of the semester. Yay! Terrifying. Terrifying. It's almost November already. I can't... Where does time go? Where does it go? At the halfway point of the semester, we get a 4-day long weekend, I guess, and they call it fall break. So that's why I only have 3 days of classes this week. And like last time, I said that I wanted to talk about this book by John Green called The Fault in Our Stars. Gorgeous, gorgeous book. And like I said, John Green is half of the Vlogbrothers. They have a channel. I can link it in the description below. But and John has written other books besides this, but this is the only book that I have read. So it was a very exciting endeavor. It came out in January, so it's not even a year old yet, and my mom actually read it first. A lot of people around me were reading it, and I got a copy from the library after being like 77th on the old list, and didn't have a chance to read it, and I was so bummed about it. But I gave the book back because I didn't want super fines, and I told my mom to read it, and so she got it from the library, read it, loved it, and then didn't think anything of it. And this past August, when I was going to Hawaii with my family, which is a totally different story, but also awesome. We were in the airport coming back, I believe. I think we were in Seattle, and we had kind of a mini layover. And I saw the book in a bookstore, and I was like, remember when you read this? And she said, yeah. And forgot that I hadn't read it, and just like blew the ending. Just like completely blew it, told me outright, like didn't think about it, and I was like, my eyes got really wide, and I was like, good to know how it ends. And her eyes got really wide, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I just told you the ending. And I was like, it doesn't really matter. That's what I said, it's okay. So I had a little bit of a different reading because I knew what happened at the end, but at the same time, there were so many other things that happened in this book that knowing the ending didn't ruin it for me. So that's really good to know, is that like, even if someone has told you, or you read it somewhere, or you like, you know, just know that knowing the ending, or knowing any part of the book, any sort of scene, will not ruin it. So like, don't be deterred. It has a summary in the flap, so it's really short. Ready for it? Despite the tumor shrinking medical miracle that has brought her a few years, Hazel has never been anything but terminal, her final chapter inscribed upon diagnosis. But when a gorgeous plot twist named Augustus Waters suddenly appears at Cancer Kids Support Group, Hazel's story is about to be rewritten. Well, doesn't that make you want to read this page turner? For a second I was like, John, why didn't you put a better summary in the flap? Like, who's gonna be like, yes, let's read that? But then I realized that you can't really put anything else in the flap because it will give too much away. Basically, it's the story of the two of them, and she is very kind of withdrawn and doesn't want to talk to anybody before going to the support group, and her mom makes her go. And she meets this kid Augustus, and from then on, they kind of go, I guess, on adventures together, or like they develop a relationship. I have never ever cried at a book before, ever. Like, it just doesn't happen. Like, I am moved by movies to tears, but I guess like that's because it's moving and things are happening, but like never by a book. And I finished this book in my sorority's living room, and it was like midnight, and I wanted to go to bed, but I started reading. I was at the halfway point and started reading again, and then couldn't stop. My friend said, you will not be able to stop after a certain point, and I was like, whatever. But it's true, I couldn't stop, and I made it all the way to my room, which is what you see, it's behind you, or behind me, and cried for like a minute and a half, and then it was over, and I was too tired to cry anymore, and so I went to bed. But yeah, this book pulls at the heartstrings. It pulls at all of them, and John did a beautiful job. You know, he brings you in there, and he shows you everything. You don't really have to, he doesn't have to tell you anything. He just has to show you, and you decided we're going to do the 5-star system. Because I remember last time we couldn't decide, but I'm going to give it 5 out of 5. It was that good, and I recommend it to everybody to read. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you pick it up and read it again, and give it to somebody else, give it to a friend. I'm just realizing that this is a library book. I kind of forgot, and it is so overdue. So I should probably get it back. Okay, so now that you are all ready to go read The Fault in Our Stars, or maybe you already have, you can tell me, comment below, what were your reactions? Next time, I will be talking about a movie. What movie yet? I am not really sure, because I saw a couple recently that were brand new. One is Won't Back Down, the movie with Maggie Gyllenhaal and Viola Davis about taking over the school system. And the other one is Here Comes the Boom, which is with Kevin James and Henry Winkler about a biology teacher who decides to do mixed martial arts fighting and UFC fighting to raise money to save the school's fine arts and music programs. So we'll see. You'll be surprised.